Wherever you're listening in the world, it's a pleasure to welcome you to IsraelCast, the podcast powered by Jewish National Fund USA, your voice in Israel. I'm Steven Shalowitz, coming to you from the sidelines of the Jewish National Fund USA Conference 2025 in sunny Hollywood, Florida, where our featured guest on this episode is Mayor Alon Davidi, the mayor of Sderot. Mr. Mayor, such an honor and pleasure to have you on IsraelCast.
Yes, it's an honor for me to be here, especially with the JNF, all the activity that they've done in Sderot for generation. And we hope that everything will be okay in our area, in our states. And thank you.
Well, we're going to be talking about JNF's work in Sderot and Sderot in general in our conversation. But first, I want to remind you and our audience around the world that for over 120 years, Jewish National Fund USA has been the premier philanthropic movement for the land and people of Israel. While best known for planting trees in Israel, JNF USA contributes to Israeli life in so many ways, including community development in the Negev and the Galilee, just like in Sderot, preservation of heritage sites, supporting people with disabilities, connecting high school and college students to Israel, and helping our brothers and sisters in need following the heinous October 7th terrorist attack. To learn more and to see how you can contribute, do visit jnf.org. Once again, jnf.org, and we'd love it too if you subscribe, rated, and reviewed us, 5 stars, of course, wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love it too if you shared the show within your orbit. And indeed, with that, Mr. Mayor, we want to welcome you back to the program. We have a very global audience. We have listeners in countries with which Israel doesn't even have diplomatic ties. So for those that aren't familiar with Sderot, share exactly where Sderot is and what is Sderot really known for, and why you love Sderot so much yourself.
First, I love Sderot because the people. People, we have a warm community. People care about each other and love each other, and especially love the states and love to be there. We are not the first people that come to Sderot. Sderot established in the 1950. And you can find people that come from all over the world. You can find people that come from Russia, come from Persia, come from Morocco, come from England, come from United States.
It's a melting pot, as we say.
Yes. It's like, it's a microcosm of the Israel and the Jewish nation. And people know us actually before the rocket and before the tour. Sderot was the music town in Israel, and a lot of singers come from from Sderot. But in the last 25 years, especially after we get outside from Gaza and give the land for the army that live in Gaza, we start to suffer from the rocket, and a lot of rocket. Like to understand the situation. I am 52, I have 7 kids. All of them suffer from a rocket. All of them need to run every day, every moment, every morning, every night. Even they sleep, even the road to the school, even you go in the market. You need to run and save your life so many times. I can give example of my daughter, Naria. She is the oldest, she's 27. She need to run more than 10,000 times to the shelter in 15 seconds. Just to save her life. And every time when I come to some community, it can be in Florida, it can be in Toronto, it can be in England, it can be in whatever place, I always ask the first question: when the last missile, the last rocket landed in your neighborhood? And people look at me and said, what? Never. And I said, look, I'm the mayor of city that the people suffer so many years from the terror, from the Hamas, and especially because we are very close to the border.
Yeah, and I want you to...
Something like 700 meters. 700 meters, it's nothing.
From the Gaza border.
From the Gaza border.
Right. So you're in the south of Israel again, for our audience that isn't familiar with the geography.
We are the south of Israel. We are something like 1 hour from Tel Aviv. And we are very close to the border. Something like 700 meters, few minutes. We show it what's happened in the 7th of October, that the first pickup, the first tender of the terrorists come inside the city of Sderot, and all the world see the picture.
Yeah, and I want to talk about October 7th in just a moment, but just to get back to Sderot and what it's all about, you also have Sapir College there.
Yes.
So please talk about that.
Yes. So in Sderot, I remember when I became to be the mayor 12 years ago, we've been like something like 20,000 people that live there. Like I told you before, the city was suffering and many people left the city. And I remember that this is the wrong way to deal with terror. Because what's the meaning of terror? Terror want to destroy your life, want you to run away. And I decide that we cannot continue to be like that. And because that, we are always create more and more project in the city, more and more service, a very, very good service to the people. It can be in education system, it can be in the whole welfare system. And one of our cooperation is the College of Sapir. This is the biggest college all over Israel. It's very, very close to the town. Actually, it's you have a few school very famous, the school of the cinema of Sapir College, the lawyer section is very, very good. The welfare, there are many good unit there, and especially the student there. The student there get a scholarship, and many times all the work that they do it in Sderot, help to children to growing up, the children to be better. And now, after the 7th of October, we are in an amazing project that we will establish a new section of the college about technology, about AI, that it will be inside the city of Sderot, very close to the train in the front of the city. Amazing project that I hope that it will service the student in Sderot and in the envelope of Gaza.
So, Mr. Mayor, let's talk about October 7th. What do you want people to know happened in Sderot on that horrible, horrible day?
For me, it was a very, very dark day, especially from the 6 o'clock and half in the morning. They throw hundreds of rockets to the town. But in the beginning, we think that it was a very, very tough attack, but we think that it's not just about missile. And a lot of missiles destroyed many houses, many cars, many the destruction of the city. But after a few minutes, we understood that it's not just rocket. This is not just rocket. The terrorists from Hamas, these enemies, this is monster, come to my city, murder so many people, and they conquered the police station, and it was very, very, very tough to be in this situation, especially that no one prepared us to be in a situation like that. We have a big miracle there, that the army come very, very fast. We have our brave police service, women and men, and a special unit for the municipality that after a few minutes go against the terrorists and make a very, very long battle inside and outside the station. And there's come like something like 30 terrorists in two-way, murder many people in the city. All the people that they see in the street, they kill them. But we have a big miracle, because if we will not stop them, if we will not kill them and force them to be just inside the station of the police, I think that the number of the murder will be 100. So, in the end, they come to our house. We always, we get used to the rocket, but rocket you can hide. But if some terrorists come inside your house and looking for you and just want to murder you, you cannot do anything. So it was very, very tough, very, very dark. But even that is in this dark eyes, I feel a lot of story of brave, a lot of story of care. People, I know that people save, many volunteers save our life, die there because they go against the terrorists. And a lot of reason I see that people help each other. Many people get bullets in their body, and we need to help them to get to the hospital. And many people need help, food, water, electricity, and especially a few days after that we need to get outside from our town. We evacuate most of the town, almost 30,000 people.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you about that. So you were responsible, as you said, for 30,000 displaced residents. They were scattered all over Israel. In fact, when I went to Israel in January of 2024, there were displaced people from Sderot that were living there, and they all wanted to go back. So how did you manage that?
It was very hard. But I feel that our goal, our mission of my team, and especially all the organization, especially JNF, that from the first moment I know that Russell come to Israel and start to work with us. I remember in the first day that we're looking for a place to stay there. So the Alexander School in the center of Israel.
Alexander
yes,
Mas High School.
Yes. We asked them and they said, bring the people there. So it was very help us, and especially with all the supplies that they just asked. Russell just called and said, what you need, and I will do whatever I can to help you. And they helped. And it was very, very tough because you start to manage more than 30,000 people all over Israel in more than 100 hotels all over Israel. And we establish school, we establish all the activity with the resilience, with the treatment of the post-trauma, with the culture, with a lot of things. But for the first moment, my job was to bring back the faith of the people in the system. Because after 7th of October, people said, they come to our house, kill us. What will happen in the future? So I think we make a great job with them, with the people. And after 6 months, I opened the town in the middle of the war. It was a very tough decision because I actually ordered the people come back to a place of war. But I think that in this point I saved the town because when we've been outside from the city, I start to see that the life of the people become very, very hard. A lot of business closed. A lot of people left their work. Many of the teenagers became to be a teenager in risk because in the end, what you can do without work, without school, just to sit husband and wife together in a small room for 24 hours, it's very, very tough. And so I decided that let's go home. Let's go home. And from that moment, I'm so glad to God. So thanks to all the people, not just in Israel, especially the many community that support us. And we start to bring up the spirit of the people, start to create project, fix the town, fix the house, start to build and make Sderot bigger. And now I want to share with you that we're growing up more than 4,000 people just in the city. And just now, we now open a new neighborhood that we built in the last 2 years with almost
since October 7th.
Yes, with 2,000 new apartments, very, very close.
So, Mr. Mayor, what is the secret? Why are people going back to Sderot? And you also have newcomers that are coming.
Yes,
plenty of new families.
Yes. Look, in the end, I think that the Israeli people, and especially the Jewish nation, know that in our day we need to be together. And people understood that it's very, very important to stay there in the front of the battle against the Hamas, against the enemy of Israel. When I live in Sderot, my family live there, it's very tough many times because you see your children growing up with a lot of problem of post-trauma. I'm going trauma. You see that many times we have a hard day, but I believe that when I stand there, when I'm running the town and bring more and more people, I feel that I'm the ambassador. We are the ambassador of the people that support against the battle against the radical organization like Hamas, like Hezbollah, like the Houthis, like Iran, that want to destroy the world. And I think that you are your organization. You know that I am a mayor of 12 years. JNF been in Sderot not when I became to be the mayor. They've been there generation. And I know that the JNF will be, when I finish my job and my mission, when I left to another mission, I don't know where it's happened, the JNF will be there. And it's very, very important, especially I want to share with you that because that we love to work with the JNF because we know that this is not an organization that present donors and presents people that support in Israel that want to do it for one time. It's a system that work with us about the strategy of the future of the town, the area, And together we create more and more projects that makes the life of the people in the area better.
Yeah, and talk about, for those not familiar, talk about the extent of involvement of JNF over the years, the resilience center, the indoor playgrounds, bomb shelters, and so on.
Yes. First, we
Housing.
First, the housing. The housing is wonderful because when I know that I can get, I have a budget until the government will give us the budget, and I know that I can start the project, start to build a new neighborhoods. It's fantastic. I remember that we started to do it after the protected age 10 years ago, and we continue to do it. The playground, the blue box that it's a safe place. It's a
the indoor playground.
Yes, indoor.
Because again,
indoor
remind our listeners how many seconds kids have.
What?
Remind our listeners how many seconds children have.
They have just 15 seconds. So
if they're playing outside.
Yes, so
and they don't play outside.
And it's amazing to see that in a time of war, people use with this project. I see the children. I can tell to the parents, you can go and play because children need activity. Without that, they are nervous. Without that, they break the home.
So are adults.
Yes, and especially we have a lot of many projects with music that the children learn music, and we have the playground. We have two playground. One is the children park, and the second is the music park that we established with the JNF.
All underground?
No, outside.
Outside.
Because when we are not in the war, we need to go outside. And third, I think that what makes me so exciting is the resilience center that we build. And the resilience center, and especially the animals center, that the children come to work on their problem with the post-trauma. It's amazing.
Animal therapy.
Yes. To see how many thousands of children, when they come, the first day that they come to this center, you see sadness in their life. You see that their soul is broken. But after a few treatments, it can take 1 year. You see that the child can get courage. You see that the child became to be more and more happy. I not tell you a story about children. I want to say that my children get treatment there.
Really?
We established this place, the animals center of treatment, because my daughter, when she be 5 years old, she start to suffer from post-trauma. Am I looking for some project that the child will not understand that he get a treatment? My daughter, she work with a dog, and she think that she teach the dog how to behave, and she get treatment more than 2 years there, every week for 2 hours. So I see what's happened to my daughter. So and just think about that many times, if you just send a check for the GNF, you are really not send the check for the GNF. You send your love to some child suffering from trauma, and you help him to get over that. And it's about thousands of children. So now our goal, our mission is to take care that after the 7th of October, a lot of children, it's blow up the story of the trauma. Because after 7th of October, you see thousands of people, old people, whatever, it not depends on the age, but I'm always return to the children. So because that the municipality of Sderot, we decide to build for each one of the school, we have 18 schools, we decide to build a small resilience center for the children inside the school, that they can get the treatment. They not need to get outside, they not need to do it afternoon. They do it in their time, when they in the schedule of the study. And it's very important that beside that, it's prepare the teacher how to behave with the children, how to look after that and see that this child is suffering from that. So we have a lot of projects, but all the projects it's to build the future. And I don't care if people decide to invest just in Sderot. I think that the north and the Negev, especially the village and the city that very close to the border, need to get this support. Need to feel that they are not alone. That all the Jewish nation it's with them. So I'm very optimistic very optimistic that it's happening.
Well, the whole area where you live, Sderot, has been described in the past as 95% heaven and
Yes,
5%
5%
hell. As I'm
And the
sure you've
7th of
heard.
October,
It was that
100%.
5%. Yes, it was
100%
100% hell. It sounds to me, Mr. Mayor, what I'm hearing from you is that we're getting back to that heaven.
Yes, it depends. First, me and you not in charge about the security, and I think that the first thing that I learned that we need to be careful that our leadership in Israel will understand that we cannot give a chance to Hamas to growing up back. I'm so happy that the army is between us and between the Hamas. Now the army stay in Gaza and they are in very close to the border. It's very important. I hope that we will quash the Hamas, and I hope not just for us. I hope that for the people that live in Gaza, that they will have a better life. And a better life it cannot be when the Hamas is ruling Gaza. So I hope that the future there will be better, and I hope that our future will be better. But this is first. But beside that, I think that we have a big chance not just to come back for the moment and the position that we've been in the 6th of October. I think that we need to be bigger, stronger, and better life.
Sounds to me like you're on the Masa platform. Make Sderot, Mazga, make Sderot great again.
You give me a big problem because this is the center of Trump. So don't tell him.
Okay, I won't tell. Be our little secret right there. Well, listen. And final thing, I just want to ask you is, whether it's this show or my other the One Way Ticket Show podcast that I produce and host, I oftentimes have people doing public service. I don't like to call them politicians because that always has a negative connotation.
No, I'm politician.
But people that are doing public service, let's elevate
Yes.
it a little bit. I always like to ask them. I'm going to ask you the same thing. What do you love most about being mayor?
To influence about the life of the people.
Yeah.
To bring a chance for people that don't have, that they will have a chance. I think this is my goal. This is what my father teach me and told me, that you need to your successful is not to be the best. The best life that you can get is to influence about the life of your friend to be better than you. And until now, I do it I'm leaded, but it is not that depends on just on me. Where I have a good team surround me, and especially we have a good cooperation with the GNFs that help us and being in this term together.
Right. Hey, by the way, more difficult being a father of 7 or being mayor of Sderot? Or you don't have to answer that.
No, I have a very great family. I have a very great and wonderful wife that that she is the real hero of the story. She is the principal of high school in Be'er Sheva, and I learned from her a lot, especially how to create a good future, and especially to love.
With love.
Yes.
Yes, and clearly that's what you're sharing in Sderot and rebuilding Sderot. Mr. Mayor, we want to thank you so much for joining us here on IsraelCast. I look forward to making it to Sderot, and perhaps we'll do another interview when I'm in Sderot. How's that?
Let's do it in my office.
You got a deal. Or maybe even at Superior College, because it's such a fine university, and of course they have a very strong communications department, don't they? All right. Great to see you, and thank you so much. All right, and we'll have info about the Mayor Davidi of Sderot on the show notes page of this very episode on our website, jnf.org/IsraelCast. We do release new episodes of IsraelCast every other Wednesday, and just so you never miss an episode, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Simply search for IsraelCast. Don't forget to rate and review us, because that really helps with our rankings, which make it easier for more folks around the world to find us and to hear from exceptional people like the mayor. And of course, we want to invite you to rate and review us, like I said, and also share the show within your orbit. All right, and we do want to thank our little Moshav who puts together IsraelCast, and for that we do extend our appreciation to Vivian Grossman, J.D. Krebs, Stefan Oberman, Jessica Menton, and our editor, who is Jay Rothman. And we want to thank everyone indeed. And of course, the music that you hear at the top and the tail of the program is titled My Eden. It's by the very talented Rafi Malkiel from his album Water on the Tzaddik label. IsraelCast is powered by Jewish National Fund USA, your voice in Israel. For more info about JNF USA, do visit jnf.org. And if you'd like to write to us with story ideas or just to say hello, I know the mayor would love to hear from you, wouldn't you, Mayor? And so would I. So do email us at IsraelCast@jnf.org. Once again, IsraelCast@jnf.org. Meantime, I'm Steven Shalowitz, coming to you from the sidelines of the Jewish National Fund USA 2025 conference in Hollywood, Florida. Thank you for joining us and looking forward to having you join us once again on a future episode of IsraelCast.